Most farmers and ranchers over the past several decades have been trained to look for a recipe, a formula. And they want to do things, it's human nature, to want to do things the same way every time, to settle into a routine, right? It's almost against our nature in some respects to be adaptive, to constantly flex and shift according to prevailing conditions, according to goals and objectives, and even to what we anticipate is going to come. That's why it is called adaptive or flex grazing. The moment, the very moment that we try to turn this into a recipe or a formula or a rigid routine, that's the moment we stop being adaptive.
The most important thing to this type of grazing is to be observant, to pay
Yes.
attention to your own
Yes.
farm, to learn what you can from others, but to bring it back and formulate it and think about it for your own farm and not just try to take that silver bullet or what you just learned and apply it to your farm and think that's the only way you're going to do it, because you have to be comfortable with it. You have to see what works and what doesn't, but you can't do that unless you become pretty observant about what's happening. And we don't always do that. We move the cattle, they're in there, hey, they're doing okay, and away we go. But being observant is probably one of the hardest skills for most of us to learn. Certainly it was for me.
You said it exactly. It's all about observation and adjusting to what we see occurring out here on a daily, monthly, and annual basis. What we're seeing in terms of how nature is responding to what we're doing is going to tell us, if we're truly paying attention, that's going to tell us the direction we need to move, for the next years of grazing, the next year of grazing, and the next year of grazing.
And this is all evolving.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing this a long time, but it isn't a set in stone. This is a way we have evolved, and we think right now it's working fairly well, but never would I say this is the way we're going to do things every year, because it's constantly changing. We're constantly changing and seeing things and learning new ways of doing this. So that's the frustrating part sometimes of our of grazing for people and for us, is this is not set in stone. It's constant, and that old saying, when somebody asks you a question, what do you do here? Well, it depends. And that's a frustrating answer. You people don't want to hear that, but it's true, because we are not set in stone in anything we do here, and we are not sure we're doing things in a way that we can improve upon in the future and will be changing to.